2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, the enrollment policy was laid out. Medyo natawag natin laos na to because it was done 3 weeks ago. Dapat nga last week, but here we are now to present it. Next slide, please. Oh, here it is. That's a problem for last. That's a problem for last term. The animal says it's too complicated. The MLS is slow, but that's fast. But maraming in Tagalog, palamuti. And it's too far away. And it's used by Harvard and Stanford, but when in LaSalle it failed. It cost us 60 million pesos just to set up. And this is it, enrollment policy. It's different from the previous enrollment policies because the longer DL, second honor DLs have their enrollments separated from the regular students. And there are no more irregular students, no regular enrollment rather than the old priority enrollment. Next slide. And the issue is this. The previous enrollment policy and the current enrollment policy, which is the current, that one is the previous slide. Next slide. Oh, yeah, that's it now. That's the caricature that the LaSallian set out. That's editorial. That's the previous enrollment policy when you have to wait, and that it is now. Lahat nag-aagawan in Tagalog. Next slide. Here are our supporters for the measure. As you can see, there's an irregular student. There is a second honor DL, and there is an award-winning ITS personnel. And the next one is the opponents for the measure, the regular student. And you can see a reinstated student, which is very studious. And a LaSallian brother on a dental mission, as you can see in Singapore. And now, let's begin with the speeches for both sides. Let's begin with the pro side, the affirmative side for the measure. First up will be AJ Barrello. He's a irregular student. AJ, let me ask you, what subjects did you fail? Could you use the mic?
Yes. Some of the courses I failed were accounting and math related.
Okay, math numbers related. So could you tell us why you are against the measure?
Well, in my entire stay in college, I never really got to experience being able to enroll as a regular student. I always dreaded online enrollment due to the fact that our school's enlistment facility is unreliable most of the time, and I always ended up not getting into the classes that I initially planned on getting into. I know that it sounds selfish, but there's really more to it than just that. I believe that regular students would agree with me when I say that where we end up during enlistment season has physical and psychological effects. It varies from student to student, but in my point of view, flunking a course is already a heavy load in itself.
True.
And then waiting for everyone else to, be able to finish enlisting before I could, just because I got a 0.0, never really helped, and in fact, only added to my troubles. I often spent at most an entire day, but actually sometimes it took more than that just to be able to finish enlisting. And then there's logging in. Getting past the login page took a lot of my time.
Yes, I understand your plight.
Yeah. Then by the time I got to the enlistment page itself, all the courses were already full or taken. The only ones left were either scheduled early in the morning or late at night.
Oh, another question that would be thrown at you. What are the negative effects of the previous enrollment policy?
I'd have to say adjusting to a daily schedule of 8 a.m. to 9:10 p.m. is really hard. Believe me, I've been there and I've done that. It's especially hard when, there are long breaks in between. By the time I got home, I just felt drained and exhausted, And I just wanted to get into bed, rest, and go to sleep, but I couldn't because of all the homework due the next day. I believe that no student should ever get used to this kind of practice because first, it's not healthy, it's not good for the body, and second, it affects the student's performance in school. Petitioning for a course is another thing. I remember there was this one term when I had to petition for a class because all the sections for that course were already full. So I did, I petitioned, and then eventually a new section was open for that class. So I got into that class, I got my EAF, enrolled, paid for my tuition fee, and waited for the succeeding term to start. And so came the first day of the following term. I came into class only to find out that that class was dissolved for some unknown reason. Aside from all the trouble, all the stress that I had to go through, you could just imagine how nervous I was for being delayed even further.
So you said you were being delayed further. So how did that affect your psyche?
Well, in a way, the old system reminded me of that course that I flunked. During my first couple of years in college, and I'm not exaggerating here. I'm just telling what I really had to go through. During my first couple of years of staying in college, I was really bothered because of this one course that I failed. You know, instead of just concentrating and focusing all of my energy on studying, I spent time thinking about something that I couldn't do anything about anymore. For me, it was some sort of a punishment, an unnecessary one for that matter. This is why I'm for the new system. To some extent, it eliminates discrimination and gives everyone an equal opportunity to enlist with less stress, less hassle, and get into the classes that he or she wishes to take at his or her desired time slot. And more than that, it helps with the student's well-being.
Okay, thank you for your point. Moving on to the second honor DL, Ms. Kohl. And maybe the people that just came in or was really not interested in what I'm saying, they didn't notice that you were a part of Inner Soul, right?
Yes.
Yes. And just a question to be thrown at you. How advantageous it is for you to be advanced in enrollment, represent LaSalle and Inner Soul, and I presume you're part of other organizations?
Yes, I'm also part of Advent Society, my mother org of my course. But being in Inner Soul really exposed me to not only to my academics, but also to my extracurriculars activities, like performing in different events in schools, and giving me, exposure to the whole university and campus, aside from my other organizations.
Okay. The enrollment system. Could you tell us why you support this system right now, the newly implemented one?
Okay, so first of all, yes, I am a third-year advertising major, and most of my terms here in the LSU, I've been a second honor Dean's Lister. And I have experienced the struggle enlistment before because of the convergence of the regular enrollees together with the second honor Dean's Listers. So I have experienced how MLS crashed and not being able to get my desired classes. And considering the fact that I am a Dean's Lister, so for me it's very unfair.
That's unfair. So could you expound even more? Because how unfair is it to a second honor Dean's Lister? Because I have never been a second honor Dean's Lister.
Okay, so ever since, I've read the fact that only the first honor Dean's Listers are privileged to get the advanced enrollment. So I get it, they have the highest grades in LaSalle, but for me it's just unfair that we're also part of the Dean's List, but we're not privileged to get that advanced enrollment. We struggle so much during enlistment, and for me, we don't deserve that because adding to the fact that the only incentive or prize we get is having unlimited cuts for the succeeding term. And for me, it's contradicting because yes, I'm a Dean's Lister, and it somehow contradicts the fact that being a dean's lister, you don't don't usually cut your classes. So why give us the incentive of having unlimited cuts for the next term? So yes. So in addition, on behalf of the DLSE students who have reached second honor Dean's Lister or struggled to be a Dean's Lister, we also deserve to be at least days advanced than the regular enrollment because we have reached the desired GPA for that term, and we deserve to be recognized and be rewarded just as the first honor Dean's Listers. And after all, we're also called the Dean's Listers, right? So with grades not lower than 2.0 and having a GPA of at least 3.0, I mean that's something compared to the regular enrollees. Another thing would be the fact that we're days ahead of the regular enrollees really helps us in choosing our schedule. Of course, just for us to maintain the good grades, we need a good schedule. We need to get the good time slots for the classes. We have to get the good professors and having good time management. This connects us to choosing our choosing our time slots for our classes, right? So this connects to the time management, like time allotment for studying, time allotment for other organizations.
Yes, like your inner soul.
Yes, I'm part of the inner zone, and we have rehearsals from 6 to 9 p.m. So, adding to the fact that I'm a second honor Dean's Lister, might as well take advantage of the advanced enrollment and get the good classes since I have live rehearsals. I mean, I have to get the afternoon classes for my own convenience, to balance out everything, balance out my organizations, my other extracurricular activities, performances at night. So in the end, maintain my good grades and still be a Dean's Lister. So it also lets us experience the luxury of having a stress-free enlistment compared to the regular enrollees. And this is our only prize or incentive for getting into the Dean's List.
Thank you, Ms. Bañales. Now let's move on to Mr. Joey Urbano. He is the award-winning ITS personnel as per the picture, which is not shown right now. Yes, could I just ask you, as an ITS personnel, why do you support the current enrollment system? It's like far-fetched because it's currently the students, as you can see from the first two presenters.
Okay, so I'll introduce myself. So I'm Joey Urbano. As our moderator has mentioned, I'm the award-winning ITS personnel. Also, I've been working for ITS since 2011. And just to describe our job is just to maintain and operate the system. So, kumbaga, kung jeep yung MLS, parang ano lang kami, driver lang kami ganyan. So, when we get calls from students complaining about how MLS always crashes, and especially when they blame us, it's stressful because we don't have the power to improve such system. As I've said, we're just here to operate the system. So, yes, and even if we have a new system, the transition is difficult.
It's good.
Yeah. For example, like what happened last term, we introduced animal that's...
Animal says yes.
So, as you said earlier, it cost us about 60 million pesos.
Yes.
So, what's so expensive?
Yes.
And wala lang, napunta na sa wala. So yun, what happened there was, what happened to us was we got calls for about 4 days.
4 days?
Yes, so, kasi most of the students nga, they were not able to enroll in just 1 day. So, that was a very stressful moment for us.
Okay. Thank you.
So, I agree
for that. Thank you for assisting students. Great. You're an
Quite
unheard
short
of
the
one.
job.
Thank you, Mitch.
So, what the proposed system, the new enrollment system, as I've understood, is we will provide different time slots. So this is advantageous for us because the traffic is distributed evenly among the time slots. So the chances of MLS crashing will be greatly reduced. And one more thing, since ayun nga, onti na lang yung days, onti na lang yung magko-complain sa amin per day. So yeah, that's for us.
It's beneficial for you.
That's beneficial for us.
Thank you for your comments, all the three of you, for supporting the current measure. And now let's move on to my left, which are against the measure. Let's start with the regular student, Miss Anna Cadao. Oh, could you ever since you entered the university, what are you doing here? What made you not to fail as a regular student? What could you? Sorry, incoherent pala my statement. Could you explain your side regarding this measure? Because you're against, but why?
Well, ever since I've entered this university, I've worked hard and excelled in all organizations that I've joined. So you could actually feel the time constraint that I have. So I'm balancing organizations and academics. So it's really hard to focus on academics purely since all subjects have been clustered in one time frame. So ever since, I've time management issues, so yeah. And I'm against the new enrollment system since I've worked hard. I'm speaking for everyone. Everyone that's the same as me, that's a regular student. So why not have an incentive or something to push us further to motivate us and study more and improve your grades. If you could see, we all enter this university as equals. We all have 0 grades. So when you entered first term, it's either you study hard and become a dean's lister, you study well and become a priority or a regular student, or you just throw away everything or do nothing or not study at all and fail. So it's your decision.
Sorry to cut you off, but is the current enrollment system biased to dean's listers?
I think yes, seeing as they already have the advantage of enrolling at real days ahead, and they separated their schedules by ID numbers, and they even separated further with their GPAs. So it's really, I'm not really sure if there's a lot of dean's listers, but they already have the advantage to enroll early. And why do they have to cut or separate them by GPAs? They can just have all the subjects they want to get and not have a problem at all. So it's really unfair for regular students and as well as irregular students to have that, seeing as more students are in the cluster of regular and irregular.
Yes, thanks. Thank you for your comments. Now let's move on to the reinstated student, Mr. Cedric Ngab. As this picture, which is not really shown right now, states he is now a reinstated student, which is now motivated to study even more. Let me ask you, what subjects did you fail?
I actually failed my second accounting subject, which is Campus 2.
Okay.
So yeah, I was really disappointed when I failed that subject because if I got 2.0 on that subject, I would be at first dean's lister. So I was really disappointed and sad and depressed. It's really hard for us reinstated students because I already experienced the regular enrollment. Regular enrollment is the one who has failing grades already. So it's really hard. Like I compared it because I experienced all the I experienced the two kinds of enrollment, the regular and the reinstated enrollment. So the reinstated enrollment is much easier compared to the regular enrollment because there are less students enrolling in the reinstated enrollment than to the regular enrollment. So the competition between students is less compared to regular students. But now in the current enrollment, we were merged with the regular enrollment. So for me, it defeats the purpose of reinstated students.
So you just answered my next question, which is, does it do away with your reinstated enrollment policy? So could you share your experience regarding that? You were now clustered with your with students that failed.
Yeah, because now I experienced it recently. It's so hard to get the subjects I want. I only got 9 units because of it, and for me it's really it's unfair for us, reinstated students. It's like a benefit that we earn, just like the first honor this Easter. So, parang they just take it away from us.
I can understand your anger.
Yeah.
I can understand your anger. And just to deviate from your anger, I'm going to pass over the mic to Brother Jeremey. How was the dental admission in Singapore, by the way?
It was great.
It was great.
It was fulfilling.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for your duty as a Lasallian brother. Could you tell me, you're a Lasallian brother, in the sense of, why are you here in this discussion against the enrollment policy? What body do you head?
I would like to introduce myself first.
Okay. Sorry.
Hello, Lasallian Achievers. My name is Bro Jer. I've been a full-fledged brother since 2005, and I've been assigned in DLSU since 2009.
Are you Singaporean?
No. Pure Filipino. So, I am part of the administrative body of the enrollment department here in DLSU.
Can you tell me why against the measure?
As a brother, I believe in the line, Lasallian Achievers Forgotten Country. And being in LaSalle, I've been exposed to the students, and I've built relationships with the staff and the faculty and, as I've said, the students. And they have shared with me their insights about the academics and, most importantly, their enrollment. About the enrollment, some say it's discriminatory, and others say that the DLs get too much special treatment. And I also feel for the regular students and the reinstated students, because they enter into a battle every enrollment, and they usually get tired of that battle.
So, can you answer this question for me? What are the negative effects of the current enrollment system?
The most bothering effect for me, the most bothering effect for me in the new enrollment system is for the reinstated students who enroll with the rest of the student body. I don't think it gives justice to them, and this somehow adds to the unfairness of the enrollment scheme, where the DLs get rewarded for excelling, but the reinstated students don't. So, how do you think this will encourage the students, especially the reinstated, to be the solid achievers? I would just like to be part of an institution where students are encouraged to achieve for God and country.
Thank you. You keep coming back to the God part. That includes both the panels in giving out their sides regarding this contentious issue. Now let's move on to the questions of our dear audience.
Question? More points? Additional points?
Anyone? Anyone who would like to ask a question?
So you guys explained the pros and cons of the enrollment policy. How about adjustment? I'm sure I've heard kasi na they use system as an upcoming adjustment. So what can you say about that?
I think that question is addressed to Brother Jeremy because you're heading enrollment.
Thank you for your question.
It's regarding the adjustment. Is it going to be the same as the enrollment? Yes or no?
No,
No. Why?
because the adjustment scheme this term is that students with
Below the 18 units?
yes, subjects below 18 units.
What happened to your mic?
Hello, it's fixed. Students with subjects below 18 units have the privilege of advanced enrollment, while the students with failures get regular adjustment.
Okay. Other questions could be thrown? Are there other questions?
I'd like to add to Brother Jer's answer to the question. So September 9 would be the advanced adjustment, which is for students who enrolled below 18 units. A schedule was posted for ID numbers, so check DLSU USG page. And September 10 would be the securing of adjustment passes for the regular, the annual adjustment. So log on na lang to my Lasal to get your adjustment passes.
Forgot to mention that you were part of the USG, so sorry. Me too, actually. Are there other questions? Okay. What could you...
I'm not sure if it's related to your topic, but for the pro side, can you say that the newly implemented enrollment policy is just like the social system here in the Philippines, where the rich are given the privileges and the poor or those low GPAs are given less privileges?
Very deep question. But it's not about the money here, it's about the grades. Okay, I hope you could answer that question, because right now I can't answer it myself.
For us pro side, since the advanced enrollment is implemented to the dean's listers, so dean's listers, it's like parang nasa utak na ng tao na they've worked hard, they've studied well during the term, so they earn that prize or incentive of advanced enrollment. So those students who are deserving to have that prize, parang fair naman for us. It's really fair. So yung mga regular enrollees or mga bumagsak, parang yun yung sorry. Pero yung parang somehow, hindi naman parusa, pero parang that's the consequence. Thanks for the term. Consequence of failing or not working hard for that term. So it's fair, somehow fair.
Are you satisfied with that question, with that answer?
Thank you.
About Earth? Other questions?
For the con, do you think that if they implemented a new one, like first, honor, and second, and then regular, and then failed, yung one that failed, is that gonna make any difference? Is it okay with you, Amy? Sorry.
The new enrollment or the old one? Because the new enrollment merged regular and irregular students, so there's just one whole. So the new system.
So no, if they make a new one, like they separated. Still with this first and second having a priority, but now there will be a separate one for the regular and irregular.
I think it would be okay since the consequences that you have due to the actions you made during the term, it's deserving. But the only concern I have with the new enrollment system now is that the Dean's Listers are separated by GPA, while regular students aren't, but there are more students there. So it's a concern.
So to add on, kasi like you didn't state again the reinstated students. So my concern here in the new enrollment is that you always forget about reinstated students.
Relax.
So, yeah.
Relax.
So yeah, you forgot.
Relax.
So you always forgot reinstated students. So for me, like you always forget that you just neglect us. So I think there should be a separate day for us.
Okay.
So that's all.
That's other.
For the con side, so would you rather that the whole student body be given the same privilege of enrollment? Kasi like in other schools, parang they don't have this parang Dean's Lister, they don't have a ranking of who to enroll first. So parang would you rather that they all enroll at the same time, given that the Dean's Listers are already actually diba they're prized naman with being a Dean's Lister, like prize for them and unlimited cuts. So parang, is it better if lahat na lang same for you guys?
Thank you for your question. But for me, I think the Dean's Listers deserve that advanced enrollment. Aside from the pride, they also get the incentive of, because of them studying hard and working hard for the academics. I think it's only fair that they also get a prize for the academic, in an academic way.
I'd like to add on, my opinion on her question. I think it would be better, although it would better for the students, but for the ITS person, it would be really hard since they handle the traffic in entering the LaSalle site. So a time frame would be better, but seeing as there's a lot of students in LaSalle, it's really hard to arrange or form a enrollment system that would be beneficial for all.
Yeah.
My question is for the brother here. Because you said that the Dean's Listers deserve early enrollment, right?
Yes.
But in the old enrollment system, the second Dean's Listers don't get that privilege. So do you still think that it's better?
In my opinion, I would just like to give a fair privilege to those students who work hard. Like, for me, the only concern in the new enrollment scheme is that reinstated students are passed over. They're baliwala.
Won't you just aspire for something longer reward? Because
enrollment is it's not that big for me. If I'm the DL or from the DL student, I would aspire for something practical. I mean more motivational for me to work harder. Like, oh, can the university give me a scholarship grant to study abroad, right? Or give me more rewarding opportunities. Like what? What do you want? internship here in abroad, right? Yeah, you can give me a slot for a specific position in the future, and then you accumulate everything, and okay, this is my price. This should be my price. I've been a consistent DL during my stay in LaSalle. Not just the enrollment. Enrollment is nothing. And then, okay, you enroll, you got the subjects that you want, and then that's it. Right? Is there any impact? It's a very short impact.
Yes, I
Do
would
you
like.
agree with me, or you can disagree with me, brother?
I've been, as I've said, I've been around the school and I've been connected with the staff and the faculty, and I've heard a lot of faculty members and professors who offer scholarship grants and internships abroad to students in their class who think they deserve it. And on the student side of the enrollment having not much of an impact, I believe that the students really value the enrollment. I think they look forward to it. I believe that it's a big concern for them, especially for the regular students, how it's going to be a struggle, and for the dean's listers and the advanced enrollees, how it's going to be easy for them.
Well, then I suggest that the LaSalle system, especially brothers who are in the admin part, you should increase the awareness for this opportunity, because scholarships can just be read or advertised through the linkages, international linkages, right?
Yes.
The opportunities abroad, they just send it to your email or Facebook, but it's not strengthened at all, right? But if you if you make it as part of the students' achievement opportunity, all right? If you can be consistent with this kind of break and accumulate that, you will get this sure chance to have an outstanding scholarship grant. You can have a free dormitory and free access to this and that. You can differentiate that with other opportunities from the regular students. I think that's more inspiring and pragmatic, other than the enrollment lineup policy or something. Anyways, you're not even sure if you can get the professor that you chose during the listing.
Okay, thank you. I will bring that up to the administration.
To wrap things up here, we are here to give you opinions from both sides of the aisle and other opinions as well. Your opinions to make you have an informed decision regarding the enrollment policy. You can suggest this to any representative, anyone in power. So mainly wrap things up regarding this enrollment policy. Thank you.